Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm mainly making this just to share that I'm not dead and I'm actually alive and well, and there's actually a lot of things that have been going on that I wanted to talk about. So there's going to be two parts to this video. The first is going to be general life updates, what I've been up to, what's been going on, what's coming up in the future, as well as things that are coming to the channel that I'm really excited about. Secondly, is going to be talking about more of the elephant in the room, which is the WCA's recent announcement regarding event changes. As I am a WCA volunteer, I've already gotten a lot of questions from various cubers in my region, as well as other people that have had interest in the decision to add or remove events, and I would like to go ahead and share my thoughts on those. So feel free to sit back and relax and enjoy. If you are looking for that sort of discussion, the adding removing events, you can go to this timestamp. If not, you can keep on watching. I'm going to go ahead and inset myself into, I think, this corner where I will go ahead and show off some awesome and highly skilled 3x3 solves in the meantime. Alright, so now I am small in the corner and I have cube solving on the left, and I can kind of now talk about some things that have been going on in my life, what's been kind of changing, etc. So first of all, I just graduated college. I'm now done with college and I'm now back home in Colorado. So I'm no longer in the Northeast United States anymore, which was a very sad parting for me. I really do love the community up there, and there's so many amazing things that I could say about everybody up there in the Northeast United States, but this video would go past an hour if I did that, so I'm going to refrain from doing that and just say a general thank you to everyone up there for being so kind, so welcoming, and so awesome to be able to hang out with and everything. I've made so many lifelong friends cubing up in the Northeast that I will cherish forever, and I will always look back on in an extremely positive manner. I also am grateful for everyone back home here in Colorado that I've been able to re-engage with and connect with on since I've been able to come back here. But I'm not going to be here for very long. As they know, I'm going to be leaving again in September. I'm going to be moving over to the UK for graduate school, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait. So if you're over in the UK and you're a cuber, I will likely be seeing you over there soon. Might delegate some of your competitions, I don't know, but I'll be likely moving over there sometime in September. So I will hopefully see you guys there in regards to that. So I'm really excited for that next chapter of my life. It's going to be more school for me, but I'm really excited to, be able to engage with another community, get to meet more incredible cubers out there, and be able to build a great relationship with the European community. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing over the next few months, is kind of just being here and then moving again. Another thing too recently is I've had a lot of things change WCA wise in terms of my role. I'm now a full WCA delegate, and I'm also now a leader of a team. I now lead the Integrity Committee, which is responsible for conducting investigations into code of conduct and code of ethics violations, and also working on projects to help us improve competitor safety, delegate training, etc. It's been a lot of great work, and I've been really, really happy to have been able to have the opportunity to lead amazing group of 30 plus volunteers in conducting this incredibly important work. And I'm really excited for the next year and a half of my term, where I'm going to hopefully make even more strides in doing some incredible projects with people that I've been connecting with really well. It's been an incredible time being on the WIC for the past year and a half, and I'm really happy that I've been given the opportunity once again to lead such an incredible team of volunteers. We just closed another application period, but we should have some more opening up soon, some kind of self-plug. So if you want to, if you're ever wanting to apply or have any questions about joining the WIC or what we do, you can always feel free to reach out to me via email, and I'll be happy to respond to any of your questions or concerns that you have. Obviously, I can't talk about cases themselves. Those are confidential, but I'm happy to answer a lot of other general questions about things and the team itself, if you're ever interested in potentially taking a step and joining us in doing our incredible and much needed work. Another update that I have is in regards to my channel as well as upcoming competitions. So first of all, I'm going to be embarking on a trip very soon. I'm going to be going to Whitehorse in Canada for one of the most remote organized competitions in the world, which will be held this Saturday. So I'm actually leaving for the Yukon tomorrow. I'm actually going to be starting to pack here momentarily and getting all my clothes and my passports and that type of thing so I can go up to Canada Canada. And then afterwards, I will be traveling to North American Championships in Raleigh, where I will be competing there in only about 7 or so events. I'm not going to be doing too much out there. I'm just going to be mainly going to see people and compete and have a good time, while also doing some incredible stuff for the stream team. That's another announcement that I'm extremely happy to make. I'm going to be giving about a significant portion of my voice to play-by-play and interviews, which I'm really, really excited to do. I've been commentating at a semi-professional level at my previous institution's athletics department for the past 4 years, and I'm really excited to lend my voice and talents to help with covering and telling the amazing stories of all these awesome cubers across the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the world when we all gather in Raleigh in about less than 10 days' time. It's going to be a lot of fun if you're going to be going. I'm really excited and cannot wait to see you there. You can feel free to say hi to me when I'm not busy. I will gladly take the time to talk and discuss things with you if you would like. I'm really excited to eventually be able to meet everyone and get to engage with everyone again in Raleigh. So, and a second thing that I would like also to announce before I get into the next part is I'm going to be hopefully starting to do some more weekly to bi-weekly uploads on the YouTube channel again, whether that's just funny solves from competitions or simply vlogging some trips that I've been on. I'm really excited to potentially get that started up again. I'm likely going to be uploading a Road to 50 States series, starting with my 25th state, which I got a few weeks ago, and then moving on to state number 26, and then 27, which will be North Carolina, and then any other states that I get before I move to Europe. So that should be really exciting to do as well. So yeah, that's kind of everything that I wanted to talk about in terms of my personal life and cubing life, things that have changed, and I'm really excited for what's to come, but I think that there's also some other things we do need to talk about today as well. Alright, so I've recorded this second part now multiple times because I really haven't been happy with how I've been like enunciating my opinions here or whatever, and I think that this time I'm just going to sit down and just speak words straight to the camera regardless if it's slop or not. But this will be about the WCA events announcement that came out about 7.5 hours ago to, at the time of me recording this, it's currently about 7:30 p.m. my time. And I have a lot of mixed thoughts on it, as a lot of people do in the community. You've probably have seen a lot of very vocal opposition to this. A lot of other top cubers that I know have also made videos on this. I mean, I have a lot of friends that have said publicly on the internet that they are very indifferent on this as well. They're opposed, they're for it. There's many different ways you could feel about the situation, but what has been made very clear to me is that there is one thing that really isn't been debated so far, and that's FTO, which I'll cover first. I'm for it. I've always been for it, and I think that adding it to the WCA is a great addition. I think it's a great addition to the repertoire. I think it's a unique event that has a lot of popularity. It seems like there is a way to implement it in a great way. There's been a lot of extremely dedicated community members that have been putting a lot of volunteer effort and hours into making sure that it can be as successful of an event as it can be, especially people that I know like Levi Gibson, who is one of my friends from the Northeast, who's put months of work into making a scramble generator for FTO for T-Noodle, which was a huge reason why this event is being added as soon as it is in 2027. So there's a lot of volunteer dedication to this, and it's been really, really great to see. I think that it will be well received, and it will be a fixture at a lot of competitions going forward. I'm really excited to record new official results in a brand new event for the first time in 13 years. That's the last time an event was added, so it's very exciting to always have new events come in. But at the same time, I'm feeling a lot of mixed emotions about the announcement earlier to remove Clock. Clock is a bit personal to me. It was one of the events that I was fastest at back in my heydays of 2022 and 2023. And I've seen personally the people that have put in the work to develop it into the way that it is, modding clocks, making simul methods and everything. And it's just been insane how much the community and everything has been growing with that event. And it just seems a bit odd to remove it at this point when it seems to not even be at its inflection point. And it feels a bit interesting to me some of the reasoning that they mentioned. While I do agree with some of it as a WCA volunteer, and even as a competitor, I mainly just feel a lot of empathy and sadness for a big portion of the community who is seeing multiple years of work basically vaporize in an instant with this announcement. While there is a lot of lead time being given to this announcement, it just, to a lot of people that I've talked to already, it's just extremely demotivating to hear this type of news. When an event that you've worked your ass off for the past like 3 or 4 years just gets taken from you. And although it's better than it getting instantly derecognized or it being maybe at the end of the year, it still sucks that, you're basically being told this is your last chance. And I feel a lot of empathy as a result for a lot of the gaming community, and I do recognize that there's a lot of people as a result that feel very strongly about this, and I respect that opinion. And I encourage you, if you want to, or if you already have, to make those known. It's really the only way that it can be heard is to say something, whether you do support or oppose it. So I recommend you say something if you can. That's why I'm making this video, to kind of comment on this type of stuff. Like I said, I'm rather indifferent on removing clock or keeping it. I personally, as a competitor, don't really have a preference, but I know others do. As a WCA volunteer, I am glad to think about that I won't have to find 5 people to help me scramble clock at a WCA competition and have to teach parents how to scramble it because I have to put all the clock solvers in one group or split them apart, and then scramble fairness gets into play. It's just a lot of factors. I do think that the event has gotten significantly easier to run since the 2024 regulation changes, and it has been a godsend to have those. I think if we were talking about, excuse me, those changes not being in effect in 2024, or like we still had to deal with pins, we still had to deal with scramble extras, that type of thing, then I think that we would have a very good case for removing it. But I think that we've had a lot of opportunity right now to really improve the event, and it has been improving. There's been 20 world records set. It's the 7th most popular event in the WCA right now, according to competing statistics. It just feels, to me, although I wouldn't mind it being removed, it feels wrong, if I'm making sense. Like, something in me just feels like this wouldn't be a decision that I would have made. And there's lots of other solutions that I would have gone to first. There's a lot of people that have been talking about tiered events recently, where some events are held at every competition and some events are not held at every competition. I am a firm supporter of that because I believe that not every world championship should have every event. And I mean that in a way where I'm like, we can move our non-spectator friendly events outside of Worlds and make Worlds and our majors the most spectator friendly possible by having events that are interesting to watch and are easy for people to view at a distance. And that includes maybe potentially removing clock from majors. I would heavily support removing clock from majors rather than outright removing it. If there's issues with spectator viewing experience, there's issues with scrambling it or running it at large competitions, then the decision, I think, instead of removing it outright, should be simply to just maybe not hold it at larger competitions. So I'm a little bit disappointed that that was the decision that was made, to completely remove it. I've been kind of grappling with this for the past few days since I got knowledge of this as a leader, before the general public. And while I don't mind it being removed as a competitor, I'm neutral to slightly positive on it. I feel that as if I were in a strategic position of power, I would have absolutely considered other options. And I think doing something like tiered competitions where we potentially don't have it at Worlds or national championships or competitions larger than 200 people, but still have the opportunity for people to compete in it, set records, etc., would be amazing, because it would still allow that community to exist while not tearing it apart. Yes, you're taking away championship titles, but you're still allowing that community to grow, engage, and have that lively subset that we know well today. Another thing that I do want to mention as well is I think that that type of thing could be great for potentially experimenting with events. Like, if we had that previously, we could have been like, hey, FTO is getting a lot of popularity. Let's make it a tier 2 event and have it at our locals, and maybe, see how it does at those comps. And then if we like it, we can make it available to have at major championships. And that would have been probably well received. I think that if we're considering removing events, we should instead just not hold them at Worlds. I don't think at this point in the WCA's existence we need to be removing events. I think every event in the WCA has something special. And although I personally don't have a like for Clock, I don't like organizing it, and I personally wouldn't mind it being removed, I feel that in just a general strategic sense, I think that the best decision possible would just be to keep the event. So that's kind of my 2 cents on everything, and I hope that kind of clears up a more nuanced take about how I, as a WCA competitor and a WCA volunteer, both feel about Clock and how it's being held and run. And I apologize that this is going very long, because I know that there's a lot to talk about, but I deeply appreciate you guys keeping watching and engaging with this. It means a lot. So as the last sol finishes over here, I'll go ahead and say thank you everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys engaging with my content. I'm going to go ahead and pack for my trip to Whitehorse now, and I will hopefully see you guys at a future competition and in another video. Take care, everyone.